Good evening. How's everybody doing? It's cold. Let's see. It's June. I mean, January. Did I say June? Yeah. Hey, what's up? Hey, Carmen. Am I staying warm? Yeah, I'm trying like hell to stay warm. I am trying my best to stay warm. Um, I did get back out today. No choice of mine. I had to make some moves, and unfortunately, had to get out in that cold. Another one of those really, really, really cold days. If you get caught without food to eat during the Trump apocalypse, the Trump apocalypse, come on down. We can feed all of Jacksonville tomorrow. Homemade apple butter. Yeah, buddy. Yes, yes, yes. I tell you what, and to be honest, I'm gonna be absolutely honest. I've been thinking about sloppy joes ever since y'all said that y'all was making a sloppy joes. I've been thinking about that ever since. I'm not lying. Hey, what's up, Charles? How's it going? Hey, can y'all tell I'm still in a good mood though? That's what I want to know. Can you tell I'm still in a good mood? This winter is not getting me down at all. As cold as it is, it's not getting me down. And I didn't have a problem getting out in it today in that cold ass weather. So I'm doing all right. Did I get your pictures? I most certainly did get your pictures. Absolutely. I thought I said something about it, but yes, I did get the pictures, and that stuff looked absolutely delicious. I've been thinking about sloppy joes ever since. I think that's gonna be on the menu this weekend. I think that's gonna be on the menu this weekend. Um, a question Charles wants to know, what is apple butter? That's what Charles wants to know. Hey man, I'm sorry I didn't share any with you. I had some about probably as soon as a month ago. Sorry I didn't share any of it with you, but it was delicious. Uh, they'll have to explain to you what apple butter is. All I can tell you is it's delicious. um, I didn't know. I didn't even think about sharing any. I had some. They sent me some months ago. And I have to confess, I'm a poor neighbor. I didn't even. I even think about sharing none of that shit. I'm sorry. uh, hey, I guess that makes me a bad neighbor, bad guy. It was delicious. So I'll let you all explain to Charles what apple butter is. Um, it's 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 something like it's something like it's something like applesauce. It's something like applesauce. You know, it is all I can say is it's delicious. So especially on toast, especially on I tell you what, on some rye toast, man, I tell you, delicious. Uh, so yeah, yeah, Lisa, you're absolutely right. You can put that shit on anything. Hey, just gave me an idea for the next time. Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, man, you'll get a chance to check some out the next time. Absolutely, Absolutely. Now, you know what? And my fault. For some reason, I I feel like most of the time I feel like I'm the only one that doesn't know something. You know, I feel like everybody else already knows about this stuff, which is like a lot of times why I don't mention something because I'm thinking I'm the last one to the party. Usually that's the case. Usually I'm the last one to find out what something is or, you know, about a particular food or something. So, my bad. That's just how it's been in the past. Anyway, and yes, it is some tasty stuff. Next time, next time I get my hands on some, you're gonna try it. I wish I had the courage to try and make it, but I have not ventured into. While I cook quite a few things, I have not ventured into jams and jellies and canning per se. I have not ventured into that. That kind of scares me as far as my ineptness at times. Uh, so there's two things I would like to try. That is canning and making some beer or wine. Those are two things I would like to try. My mom used to make wine all the time, and it was great. Boy, was it great. Anyway, uh, so I'm gonna try my hand at those two things. Actually, my mom used to make grape jelly too, and that was good. So one of these days, I might give those things a try. Um, all right. So today, today, there's so much going on today. I'm sure you've all been seeing everything, but it's two real biggies that's going on, and something going on right here in Indiana. Something going on right here in Indiana that's jacked up. For those of you in Indiana, I'm just gonna put this out here right now. The state house in Indiana passed a bill today. It is House bill, and usually, uh, when a House or a Senate, and that's state or federal, usually the bill will start with HB or SB, and that tells you where the bill originated. The House in Indiana passed a bill today and sent it to the Senate. That bill allows the governor of Indiana to create a separate little police force inside the Indiana National Guard. And this little police force inside the Indiana National Guard will be under his authority, and he can send this police force into any city, town, nook, and cranny in Indiana that he feels like to do whatever he wants them to do. You know, they can come in and kick the door open and search and seize and do whatever they want to do under the governor of Indiana's authority. Okay? Just to let you know where this shit's going in this country. House Bill 1343. If you're interested, look it up, Google it. Indiana House Bill 1343. And it is it's crazy. He intends to create a separate force inside the National Guard, inside the Indiana National Guard. Okay? And I don't have to tell you where they're going to be sending these forces. I don't have to tell you where they're sending them, okay? You already know where this is going. So, Just a heads up on that. Oh, but by the way, before we get into the other stuff, I got a question. I was talking to this old cat, and me and him both got a question. And here's this question. I'll let him ask the question, okay? Check it out.
We wanted to see the brain. So somebody invented the MRI. Wanted to see bones, invented the X-ray. Wanted to see babies in the womb, ultrasound. Hell, we got CAT scans, PET scans, 3D imaging. We got machines that can look through clothes at the airport. We got satellites that can read a license plate from space. They can print organs now. They can do remote surgery with a robot sitting in another state. So would somebody please explain to me why my doctor's got to stick his finger up my ass?
Oh, I've been wondering that myself. Can somebody explain that to me? Somebody run that by me. Make that make sense to me. I'll wait. Somebody explain that to me. I need to know. I need to know. All right. When you find out, get back to me. When you find out, let me know. And yes, James, his own Gestapo. Yes, Governor Braun wants to have his own Gestapo. Showing some love, want to make you feel warm and fuzzy. Well, you know what? Now, see, I'm going to tell you something. Now, they going to fuck around, and I'm going to be at that motherfucker every day trying to get checked. All right? You fuck around and you mess around and make a motherfucker like that shit. Anyway. So, anyway, yeah. This guy wants to have his own Gestapo running around the streets of Indiana. That's just food for thought, y'all. That's just here in Indiana, okay? Oh, Lord. Maybe just like to give him something else to do. Well, you know what? I can think of a heck of a lot different stuff to do in the doctor's office. Having had to deal with this, I can think of a heck of a lot of other things. You know, I tell you what. Now I know women, y'all go through a lot. I know y'all go through a lot. But being a man ain't easy. Okay? Being a man ain't easy at all. Like a fidget spinner. Oh, hell no. Oh, shoot. A fidget spinner. Oh, man, that kind of made me feel kind of cheap. Oh, shit. That kind of made me feel cheap, Lisa. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I might have to have a drink, curl up and have a drink tonight in the corner and shit. Anyhow, okay. Uh, And again, the reason I mentioned the thing in Indiana, because here, I gotta reload this to make sure, see if this thing will catch up. It's behind like crazy. Hopefully that thing will catch up right quick. I don't even remember doing this. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. Um, Again, the reason I mentioned the Indiana thing was because you all in different states, you may want to check to see what your legislature is doing in your state. See, this is something they about to spring on us. And we're going to have to figure out how the hell we're going to have to deal with this crap. Okay? Because I assume, see, ICE, contrary to popular belief, ICE does not have police power. You see, what ICE has been doing is completely unconstitutional. They do not have police power. And this is Indiana's fix for that. These guys will be able to go out with ICE and do the things ICE are not allowed to do. So just keep that in mind. You may want to check what's going on in your state. Okay, moving along. Our girl, our best girl, our best black woman, the woman of the year in the black race, okay, was out on the stomp on the campaign stomp today, and I'd like you all to hear what she had to say. Let's hear something from Miss Nicki Minaj, the Ace Boone Coon of the black race.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more.
Well, thanks for letting us know that, Miss Minaj. Thanks for letting us know that. Now, me personally, I'm not a Nicki Minaj fan in the first place. I've never been a Nicki Minaj fan in the first place. So, she, as far as I'm concerned, she did not represent my values. Dumber than a box of frogs. Well, you know what? I would not say dumb. Nicki Minaj is in financial trouble. For those that don't know, Nicki Minaj is up to here in financial trouble. And that's what we always do when we get in financial trouble. We run to daddy and jump on daddy's side. See, that's happened. That's happened a few times with some of us, okay? She's in financial trouble, and that was her way to get out. And it seems to be working for her. I don't know if she's going to get completely out of trouble. She got some legal trouble. And I think, she's trying to get out of it. Because first thing she did was ran the Turning Point USA. And for those of you who remember what Turning Point USA was, that is Charlie Kirk outfit. And Charlie Kirk went around the country talking shit about her. Charlie Kirk never had anything good to say about Nicki Minaj. But she ran straight to Turning Point USA and jumped on the bandwagon. Now she's standing out there speaking in front of the man himself, and he's standing behind her, skinning and grinning. Oh, you've been knowing she was a Trump supporter. Well, I didn't. I did not know that at all. That just shows what attention I've given Nicki Minaj. I tell you what do her fans think? That's all I want to know. What do her fans think? That's the one. Those are the ones that count. Them the ones that count. So whatever her fans, if her fans like it, I love it. You know, her fans wanna go down that road. Let them, let them. That's cool with me. Let them go down that road. Um, as far as I'm concerned, the heck with her. Um, she really is no one as far as I'm concerned. Don't listen to her at all. Uh, as far as I'm concerned, hey, I'm looking for this. Let's see if I can find a want to play this clip, and it is Trump and what he had to say about the gun situation. And as soon as I can find it, I am going to play it. Say she's an embarrassment. Well, okay. And of course, she wants attention. Yeah, yeah. And hey, remember Kanye? That's how they do it. They get attention. Musicians shouldn't get into politics. Well, you know what? Everybody gets into politics when it suits them. Everybody gets into politics when it suits them. Happens all the time. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Um, and it, politics is in everything. I had to explain that to somebody before because a lot of people don't understand that. Politics is in everything, everywhere. And that's just the way it is. Trump was in Iowa a couple of days ago and got booed off the stage. Is that right? I did not know that. And this is why I rely on you all a lot to inform me of some stuff because there's a lot of stuff that go on that I didn't know about or I don't know about. Like I said, a lot of times I think I'm the last one to the party. Say Trump he got booed off stage, huh? How about that? You know what? And there's another thing. Check this out. Trump also, he said that he's boycotting the Super Bowl because of Bad Bunny during the halftime show. So I want to know if anybody gives a damn that Trump is boycotting the Super Bowl because of the Bad Bunny halftime show. How can people of color support a madman? I just don't get it. Well, you know what? There used to be a saying. I haven't heard it for a while, but I used to hear this saying that goes, "It takes a village to raise a child." Well, what if that whole village is stupid as fuck? Okay? That's the only thing I can say for you, to you. What if that whole village is stupid as fuck? What if they're just a village full of morons? Okay? That's what we got going on. That's what we have going on today. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. We got zombies running around the streets all day long. The only thing, remember, I keep saying this. Understand this. I keep saying this. The only thing is saving us on a regular basis. There's two things that saves us. That's keeping us from coming completely apart. Two things. One is the court system. The court system has not collapsed completely yet. There's still some judges with integrity out there. You don't support him at all. I don't care if he isn't going to the Super. Right. That was my point, Carmen. Does anybody care that this guy ain't going to the Super? That's the best shit I've heard, that he won't be at the Super Bowl. Village full of zombies, yes. That's the best news I could get. He's not going to be at the Super Bowl. I don't understand why anybody wants him at any of these events. He shows up at those events as if somebody wants him there. And nobody does. He gets booed everywhere he goes. And he just keeps going. So if he's not going to the Super Bowl, now understand something. He is a liar, right? He is a liar. So he may just end up at the Super Bowl. You know, just out of spite, he would do it. He would do it. But like I was about to say, there's two things that are saving us. One is the court system has not completely broken down. The court system is still providing a check on his crazy ass shit. Okay? So that's still working. The second thing is the fact that he and everybody around him is so crazy and moronic and just plain incompetent that they can't get anything done. Remember, the people who created Project 2025, that guy Russell Vogt that's working behind the scenes, he's got to be pulling the rest of his bald head ass hair out. Because this guy is ruining everything for them. This guy and all of this crazy shit he's done that's completely outside of the framework of Project 2025. They gave him a framework to work in that would have worked great. We would have had nothing to counter it with. But he's such an idiot that he can't stay within the framework. Oh, yeah, that's true. You know he don't know anything about any rules, Charles. He don't know the rules of anything. He just likes to show up and show his face. He loves doing that. So, let's hear what Trump had to say, because here's one of the situations that I'm talking about where what they're doing is going to destroy the. Remember, I said one of the best chances we have is if somehow the people that support him turn on him. Okay? This is incredible. This thing that happened with the man that got killed in Minnesota. Alex Pretty, I believe his name is. This thing that happened there, and how they're smearing this guy, how they jumped right out and smeared him. Remember, see, first of all, they killed a white man face down on the asphalt, shot in the back, 10 shots, and immediately smeared his name. Now, his family should sue. His family should sue him for smearing his name. But other than that, listen to what Trump had to say. And I've been telling y'all about this Second Amendment thing. This is biting him in the ass. That Second Amendment thing has gotten his followers so pissed right now that they on every Every podcast, they talking about the Second Amendment. And they can't believe they saying this. And they can't believe. Listen to what Trump had to say.
Listen, the entire country is talking about what happened this past weekend in Minnesota. You've already spoken about it. Everyone watching has seen the video. Everyone has an opinion. I'm curious what you thought when you first saw that video.
Well, I think the whole thing is terrible. I don't like the fact that he was carrying a gun that was fully loaded and he had 2 magazines with him, and it's pretty unusual. But nobody knows when they saw the gun, how they saw the gun, everything else. Bottom line, it was terrible. Both of them were terrible. The other was terrible, too. And I'm not sure about his parents, but I know her parents were big Trump fans. Makes me feel bad anyway. But, I mean, I guess you could say even worse. They were tremendous Trump people, Trump fans. And, you know, the daughter was, she was, I don't know if you could say radicalized, maybe not. I don't know. But I hate to see it. I hate to see that.
Okay. That, along with what I'm going to play here in a little while, you'll see some of the things that were said. That has his supporters so mad right now. They are so pissed right now at him saying that. Because for as long as I've been alive, the Republican Party has put their whole lives on the line for the Second Amendment. You've heard it. How many times have you heard after one of these school shootings that you can't touch gun rights? That a person that's holding a gun legally can go anywhere he wants to go with his gun. Now, one thing they've also been saying is he was there with two clips. Some people are saying 2 extra clips. Okay. What I saw in the picture was a gun and a clip. He had 2 clips, just 2 clips. It was not 3. You'll hear people saying he had 2 extra clips. He did not have 2 extra clips. They had a picture of what he had. 1 gun, 1 clip. That is 2 clips. 1 in the gun and an extra one. Those of us who carry already understand what he had. Okay? Because most of us that carry the same way. So, that's one thing. But I'm about to play something from one of his supporters. Now, and this is a pretty influential guy. And I spent a lot of time this afternoon listening to different podcasts from his supporters. And they are pissed. And they are about to jump ship for this one thing. Because this one thing is the one thing they care about more than anything else. Y'all remember when everybody was against COVID? And he came out and said, well, I think maybe everybody should get the shot. They almost roasted him alive for saying that. This is worse than that. Listen to what one of his supporters has to say.
Friends, welcome back to another Legally Armed America video. I'm, of course, Paul Glasgow here, the one and only truth pimp, dealing you a vulgar display of logic and reason on a daily basis. And we shouldn't be having to have this conversation. We shouldn't be correcting people who are on our side, presumably. We shouldn't be talking about this at all. We shouldn't be outraged that people who claim to be pro-Second Amendment really aren't pro-Second Amendment. Right now with Pam Bondi, Kristi Noem, and now Kash Patel, we're seeing anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment rhetoric coming directly from people working directly under Donald Trump. Not Democrats, not gun control activists, not the usual people that we always hear this crap from. No, this is coming from inside the house. It's like the horror movies where you get a phone call and they say, I'm watching you, in a real deep voice. Oh my God, where are you? The girl says on the phone. He goes, I'm upstairs.
Stop calling me, you
Listen to me. We traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. You hear me? It's coming from inside the house.
It's coming from inside the same house. These supposedly pro-Second Amendment people. And the gun owner community is not reacting very well. Now, of course, we know Pam Bondi has a long record of supporting no due process. And, of course, Donald Trump was sitting right beside her whenever all that came out. This is after the Parkland shooting. But Pam Bondi was all about that when she was AG in Florida and actually had legislation passed. Yeah, that's unconstitutional. That's our AG now. I'm a little surprised and I guess more disappointed than anything that Greg Bovino, the head of the Border Patrol folks, saying some things that were questionable because I think it was last week he was actually up there and there was a Minnesota state, maybe congressperson or senator, I don't remember which. But he was kind of schooling her on the Second Amendment. At the time, I was like, hey, we got a federal guy here that sounds like one of us. Then he came out and said this.
This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement.
You didn't know that. I'm sorry, Bovino, you didn't know that. Because he brought a firearm and 2 magazines, and I want you guys to go ahead and set your hair on fire who get mad in the comment section, but because he brought those things to a protest does not mean he was looking to kill a bunch of people. Personally, if he wanted to murder a bunch of people, he would have done like other killers who did want to murder a bunch of people have done in the past, which is bring a backpack full of magazines and likely something else that he could use that would be a little more efficient than a SIG P320. More on the SIG P320 stuff probably tomorrow. But let's face it, you can't watch any of this video. You can't look at this guy. You can't look at anything. I know some of you are like, oh, well, he was in the signal list and he knew where ICE was. Doesn't mean because he legally, now again, I say legally, he did not have his ID. So technically, we don't like the law any more than you do, but technically he was not legally carrying, but he did have a legal permit prior to coming there. But those things alone, none of what you see here tells me this guy went there intending to murder a bunch of federal agents. Just doesn't, I mean, there's no manifesto. Again, only 2 magazines, and they say 2 extra magazines. Now they're embellishing. I believe what they really mean is like a lot of us carry 2 magazines. 1 is in the firearm, 1 is in a holster on the belt. That's a total of 2. Trust me, the way these anti-gun people are, the gun-hating people, especially on the left, if this man had 3 magazines, meaning 1 in the firearm and 2 extra, we would be talking about 3. We're talking about 2, so that means he had a total of 2. 1 in the weapon, 1 not in the weapon. So again, I'm a little disappointed in Bovino. And Cash Patel, I'm really disappointed in that. I mean, we have Bondi, who's a senior figure connected to the whole Trump team, implying that firearms don't have a place at protests. Bovino, Border Patrol chief, publicly framing lawful carry at a protest as something inherently suspicious or problematic. Cash Patel saying similarly the same thing, someone with a massive following and a role inside the Trump orbit, straight up suggesting people cannot be armed at a protest. None of those things are true. They are all falsehoods, and they are all unconstitutional to say those things.
So, that's an example. That's just a sample of what's being said on his supporters' side. Okay? That's just a sample. This killing that took place, has changed the whole game. See? And understand why it changed the game. Understand the whole conversation is changed. Because they shot a white man, an unarmed white man in the back, face down. You know, I don't know how many times we've heard this before. You know, we've heard that before about getting shot in the back. Or getting shot, you know, while legally carrying, you know. We've heard this before. Check this out right here. I found this very interesting about gun control.
Can I make some people uncomfortable real quick, Don? Are you cool with that? Come on, Charlie, it's me.
Come on. Okay. Let's talk about gun control in this country. All right. And what it's always been about. All right. Let's recap a situation that we're all aware of. He had a legal gun permit. Okay. He was approached first by law enforcement. Law enforcement were given commands. He wasn't resisting those commands, but then he was shot and killed. Yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alex Pretty?
Mm-hmm.
No. I just described Philando Castile.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I just described.
Okay.
I described the murder of Philando Castile in the same exact city where Alex Pretty was murdered. All right. Now let's go back. To 1968 when the very first open carry gun laws were ever put into place that said you can no longer open carry in the state of California. Why did that happen? Because the Black Panthers showed up to the Capitol in California open carrying. The history of gun control in this country has always been one of white supremacy, right? Philando Castile was legally carrying. Philando Castile was approached by the officer while not committing a crime. Philando Castile complied with the officer, and Philando Castile was murdered. For all the people across this country that are in shock and awe at what ICE is doing, need to realize that they're doing what we've always allowed police to do to the Black and brown community. And maybe had we just fucking listened at any point during the last 50, 60, 70, 80 years when this police brutality was happening across the country, we wouldn't be here right now. So when I hear Donald Trump now talk about gun control, I'm in the least bit shocked. I'm in the least bit fazed by it because that's always been the policy of gun control. People that I approve can have guns and people I don't approve cannot. That's been the reality in America forever. We talk about the Second Amendment as if it applies to everybody. No, it doesn't. The Black and brown community has always been suppressed in having guns. Make everybody a felon, then say felons can't have guns. Well, Black people are disproportionately made to be felons. Same thing with voting, right? So gun rights and gun laws in this country have always applied to those who fit the mold of white supremacy. And right now we're in late stage white supremacy where white people are now feeling the effects of the white supremacy they ignored their whole lives. And just like Malcolm X said, the chickens have come home to roost. So listen to him say now that you shouldn't have a gun. That was always the policy of white supremacy. If you're not on my fucking side, you don't get a gun.
Nah. Understand, that's what this has been about forever. All of a sudden, do you see how the whole narrative is changing? Everything is changing because you got a veteran who worked as an ICU nurse at the VA who is white and male, unarmed, killed by being shot in the back, face down, and then 10 rounds fired? See, now the white dudes out there understand that the light bulb flew on top of their head. That wait a minute. I go to protests and I have my weapon on me a lot of times at protests. You mean to tell me they would shoot me after not doing anything wrong? You know, I didn't know it was illegal to help a woman up that's been thrown to the ground because that's what I saw. If you saw something different, let me know. If you saw something other than a man helping a woman up off the ground after she's been tossed to the ground, let me know. Because that's what I saw. I saw a man helping a woman off the ground. That's what I saw. And before I get out of here, I'm going to play 2 more clips because I've been listening to the conversations other people have been having around the country. And the conversations are flowing like crazy. They flowing like crazy after, and again, after a white man is killed. Keep that in mind. All of a sudden, Greg Bavino, he's gone. He's supposed to be retiring soon. He's gonna fade out. Greg Bavino he's out. And check this out. And Kristi Noem, they trying to throw Kristi Noem under the bus. In Congress, all over Washington right now, her name is Mud. You know why? You know why her name is Mud? Because she's a white woman. And they intend to get rid of the white woman. Okay? She got an ace, though. She got an ace up her sleeve that she played. She played the ace, and her ace up her sleeve was, hey, I let Stephen Miller know what was going on minute by minute. Stephen Miller knew exactly what everything was going down when it went down, and I got my message from Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller told me what to say. She went out and she told everybody. They had it out, and Stephen Miller is now looking stupider than he normally looks. And yeah, Charles, it's here now. It's here now. And I tell you, the people who created Project 2025, they got to be somewhere trying to pour enough liquor to make this go away. But it's too late. Your project relied on an idiot getting it done. You had the idea. You just put your money on the wrong horse. Had the right idea, and I ain't gonna say the right idea. They had an idea and put their money on the wrong horse. And I tell you what. Why can't I find this clip? Doggone it. Thought I had it. Anyway, I'm going to play this clip from Vic Meyer right quick, because Vic, I do like some of the things he has to say. And a lot of times he makes a lot of sense. So let's hear a word from him right quick.
Myers, welcome to the Resistance. I'm a 56-year-old rural gun-owning white guy. That's how I started all my videos when I began this social media journey. So I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't speak out about the current claim by this administration about, and I'm paraphrasing here, about how legally carrying a firearm at a protest is reason enough for the federal government to murder you. Funny thing is, on October 1 of 24, I did speak out about how Trump would come for our gun rights. Have I ever mentioned how I'm really getting tired of being right about this guy? Anywho, way back then I made this video. I talked about all the rights the Project 2025 people wanted to take from us. And I wasn't making it up. I watched Project 2025 leaders on camera talk about using the federal government to restructure the country, starting with who gets rights and who doesn't. I talked about how going back to his 2016 campaign, there was reporting about a massive secret voter profiling database that tracked and categorized millions of Americans, including people who were connected to guns. In multiple videos, I've talked about how the Second Amendment isn't safe under Donald Trump. I pointed out that after he wipes out the First Amendment to a free press and wipes out our right to assemble and our right to due process and our right to free speech, the next thing to go would be our right to bear arms. Because that's just how dictators work. I went back and I looked at the comments in that video. Conrad Capel 9426 says, "I don't know where this guy gets his news from. He's off his rocker." And Richard Jones 4228 says, "Wow, I think your well water is contaminated." That one was one of my favorites. So Richard and Conrad and all the other folks who made light of what I said back then, how are things panning out? Renee Good and Alex Preddy were exercising their First Amendment right to free speech and to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. It's what they call protesting. They were trying to prevent the government from violating due process rights of others. And they were both gunned down on American streets for doing so. Then I watched Kristi Noem and Air Bovino stand at podiums and tell lies about Renee and Alex, calling them terrorists, saying that Preddy pointed a gun at law enforcement. And our media is not calling out the lie, while so many of you are believing it. And now they're moving to the next stage. Now they're telling us that our right to bear arms doesn't exist when they don't want it to, despite decades of Supreme Court decisions telling us otherwise. So now I'm going to repeat what I said in this video that I posted on June 12th of 25. It's my ode to Martin Niemöller. First, they came for the right to a free press, and I didn't care because I only watched Fox News. Then they came for the right to free speech, and I didn't care because I said what they said. Then they came for my right to freedom of religion. Now, I didn't care because they said that they followed my religion. Then they came for my right to due process. I didn't care because I wasn't an immigrant. Then they came for my right to habeas corpus. I didn't care because I wasn't in jail. And then they came for my Second Amendment rights. And the media didn't warn me, and I couldn't complain about it. And they said God wanted the government to take my weapons. Then I refused to give them up. Then they took them anyway. Then they put me in prison without a trial, without a judge. So I went to a camp in another country that I couldn't leave. And there, I met the people I used to mock. And it wasn't an accident. It was a plan. Thanks for listening. Good day.
Well said. Well said. This guy always has something pretty good. That's why I like listening to his videos. And it's right on the money. It's right on the money. We can't sit around and watch what's going on while they do whatever it is they feel like doing. It's just that simple. We're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to get involved. I'm gonna play one more before I go, because I also want people to know what a lot of black people are feeling right now. There's a lot of black people chiming in. There ain't a lot of black movement. There's not a lot of black movement. But there's some blacks chiming in. Okay? And this is how a lot of black people are feeling right now. Check this out.
I was trying not to say this shit out loud, but fuck it. I'm tired of biting my tongue to make white people comfortable, right? Because the way that white America is waking up right now feels like a slap in the face to everybody who's been screaming into the void for years. I am past angry. I'm past disappointed. I'm at a place where your body feels hot, but your voice feels calm because you know you've screamed so many times and nobody ever listened then. Because watching white America wake up right now is doing something ugly to my spirit. You see 2 white people get killed by ICE and suddenly everybody's shaking. Suddenly it's terrifying. Suddenly this could happen to any of us. Suddenly it's protest plans and urgency and rage and how do we organize? And I'm sitting here like, now y'all see it. Now you feel it in your chest. Now it's a crisis. But when it was black and brown people, it was quiet. When it was immigrants who didn't speak English, it was about paperwork. When it was trans women, it was jokes and silence and, oh, I don't know enough to speak on that. When it was poor people, it was about policy. When it was us, it was never enough to move y'all. And I hate that I can clock the exact moment that this became real to y'all. The second body on the ground could have been your cousin, your coworker, and your reflection. And we've been begging y'all to look. We've been screaming. We've been warning. We've been organizing with no money, no coverage, no safety, no sympathy. We've been saying this machine eats people and nobody cared until it started chewing on whiteness. And the part that nobody wants to say out loud is that some of y'all are not activated. You're just scared. And that fear made you loud in a way that justice never could. So yeah, come on, come fight, because we need y'all. But don't come up in here acting like you just discovered fire. Don't come rewriting history like you weren't absent while everybody else was bleeding. Don't come leading movements that you ignored until the cost was personal. Because some of us never had the option to wait until it felt close. We were born close, raised close. We learned how to survive close. And now some of y'all are asking for a roadmap, a toolkit, a strategy session. And I want y'all to sit in your grief first. I want you to sit in the shame. I want you to sit in the realization that your empathy had a gate and that bitch was painted white as fuck. Let it fuck with you. Let it disrupt your sleep. Let it ruin your comfort. Because this moment is not just about what happened to them. It's about what didn't happen for everybody else. It's about the times and the names that you didn't learn, the fight that you skipped, the warning that you ignored. Just know that we see you. We see who just showed up. We see who's been here. We see who only cared when that blade got close to your throat. And if it makes you uncomfortable, good. Sit there. Don't rush past it. Because that discomfort is the cost of you being late to the revolution. Welcome. But just know, I'm not going to be nice because you finally get it. Karen, Kenny, Trevor, get in the game and play by the rules of the people who have already been working.
Especially that damn Trevor. Okay? That damn Trevor. He been standing on the sideline forever. And I'm sick of it. Get your ass in the game. Because they coming for you, Trevor. And you, Karen. Okay? Now, that's the conversation going on in the black community. We already knew this was going on. The only thing changed. This particular protest, this one it was hard enough. It was, let's get this straight. It was hard enough. It was difficult enough to try and explain away shooting an unarmed white woman in the face. See, that was a monumental task that this administration was willing to achieve. We're going to explain away shooting a white woman in the face that was clearly on the video trying to flee, not trying to be an aggressor in any shape, form, or fashion. Smiled at the cop and said, I'm not mad at you, the ICE agent, and said, I'm not mad at you, just before he shot her in the face. And they were willing to call her a terrorist and every other thing that you can call her because, hey, she not a good white person. That's a woman, that's one of them lesbians. She's got a wife. So it was okay for us to shoot her in the face. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. We could deal with that. But man, we done fucked up. Now we got to try and explain shooting a white man, an unarmed white man, in the back the way we've been killing black people. That's the way we kill black people. We shoot them in the back. We shoot them all the time. The reason January 6th was not a complete bloodbath was because the order was given to not fire on them white men out there. They shot a white woman right in the face. January 6th, they shot a white woman right in the face. They didn't shoot not one white man. January 6th should by all rights have been a bloodbath by what them white men did at the Capitol that day. There shouldn't have been any way Fox News could have said, oh, that was a peaceful protest. That was a peaceful demonstration. When them guys marched to the building completely armed. Completely armed. And now this administration is trying to tell them that they can't be armed. Nobody's trying to say is the people we don't want to be armed can't be armed. Yeah, well, who is that? This whole conversation is going on now. This whole conversation is going on. And poor Christy Nome, I'm expecting her to be out. Pam Bondi, I'm expecting her to be out. You know, Pam Bondi is really good at kissing ass and doing what Trump wants. She sent the FBI down into Fulton County today to raid the voting place down in Fulton County, down in Georgia. She's doing, she's doing what she's told to do. They're going to get thrown under the bus because they always do. Okay, that's enough of my soapbox. I appreciate it. I done ran my mouth too long tonight again. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Let's pay some attention. Let's pay this some attention because it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better because right now, MAGA world is splitting right down the middle. MAGA world, the supporters that support this administration is being split down the middle because you got those who are pissed because they wanted Israel to stop being in control of the American government. Israel controls the American government like you would not believe, and they're tired of it. And this administration is loving Israel up like they hooked on that BBC. Hey, have a good week, Carmen. And I will see you Monday. Absolutely. MAGA, though, is split. It is splitting. And this is something we got to watch. Let's watch it. Stay prayed up, James. All of you that pray, keep praying. That's for sure. But let's keep watching. Pay attention to what's going on in the MAGA world. It's going to be interesting going forward. You all have a good one. And I'll see you Monday. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is going to be interesting. I mean, interesting. And I'm going to be watching. Hey, Elise, have a good night. Take it easy. Talk to y'all later.